All right. Looks like we are going live. Matt's cleaning his teeth. Just had a good lunch, good
What's
snack.
that? Yeah, a snack.
Yeah, I hear
Trying
you.
trying to get back on my good eating patterns here.
Hopefully, everybody saw your blog post this morning about the macros.
Yeah,
Got
macronutrients. Yeah, it was.
stuff.
We did that podcast a while ago on macros, and that was a really good one. If you guys haven't checked that out, we can drop the link in the comment section or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
the musclemindpodcast.com. Well, anyway, everybody, this is Matthew Foster, the man, the myth, and some would say the legend. And love it. It's been let's see, we had a well talk a couple weeks ago, and I want to jump back on here. So Matt is really seeing something come to fruition that's been a dream of his. Something that's called the Patriot Ruck. We're doing it
Yeah.
in September 2019 this year in Birmingham. Matt, if you want to, maybe give a little bit of background. I mean, you can do some fitness stuff, but obviously your time in the Marines and
Yeah.
what maybe inspired the Patriot Ruck. We'll go from there.
Sure. Well, like Cody said, I was in the Marine Corps for 4 years. I served 2 tours over in Afghanistan, and so being kind of involved in like the veteran landscape and the veteran community is something I'm obviously very passionate about. And I had mentioned, to Cody, to you several times about doing something for the veterans on kind of a larger scale. So I did one of these rucks back in Mississippi, and I did a few back in Arizona as well. But essentially, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be rucking 22 kilometers. 22 comes from the 22 veterans that commit suicide a day. That's a national average. And I just saw a link today to where Alabama is actually I think the second highest as far as veteran suicide in the entire country. I want to say it's like 9% higher than all the other states below it. So it's something we definitely deal with on like a larger scale with our state and just our country in general. But and of course, this ruck's not going to fix the nationwide deal. But these type of things, I fully believe that they start within your own city and your own community that you're in. So um, we're going to be rucking 22 kilometers, which is roughly about 13.6 miles. And we'll get into rucking here in just a second after I finish all the details about it. But it's going to be September 14th, starting at 8 a.m. at Good People Brewery. We're basically making a giant loop around downtown Birmingham. Some would say, as Cody, it looks like a machine
Yeah,
gun kind of route
it
how it's laid
does.
out.
Really
Yeah,
cool how
yeah.
that worked
So,
out. You know.
yeah, and so we're gonna start at 8 a.m. September 14th at Good People Brewery, and we're gonna ruck around about 13.6 miles. I think we got mapped out at right at 13. That way we can have a little bit of leeway there, but it'll take us approximately I would roughly estimate 5 hours and get back at Good People Brewery. I'm shooting for 1 p.m., maybe 1:30, and we are raising money for an awesome organization, an awesome nonprofit organization called Still Serving Veterans, who they're actually based in Huntsville, Alabama, but they do phenomenal work with veteran families and what's the word I'm looking for? Transitioning them from being active duty into the civilian world, and they help veteran families really well, and they do a lot of work here in Birmingham. So
Yeah.
the actual event itself is free. We're not charging anyone to do it. We're not going to make any kind of, you don't have to carry a pack. You don't have to carry X amount of weight. None of that mess. This is all for just rucking for a good cause. And then one more thing about that. September 11th, we all know what September the 11th is. It's National Patriot Day, which is where the name actually came from. So that Saturday after, which is 14th, and we all know what September the 11th is. We all know what happened on September the 11th. We all know who did what, when, and where we were at when that happened. So we also want to give thanks and praise to all of our first responders in our own community right now. So the police department, fire department, EMTs, everyone that day in, day out, a lot of things we don't hear about, a lot of things it's not in the news media, but these guys are out here every single day doing 12-hour shifts, 12-hour patrols, or doing all kinds of stuff, going in homes, doing whatever it needs to do just to keep our city safe. And they do a great job here in Birmingham, so we want to make sure we give them a shout out and thanks as well.
I love it. No, thanks for sharing that. I love hearing the passion
Yeah.
come from that. For more information, you can actually go to what was it, thepatriotruck.com? Did we
The
get
page.
that?
Yep. Yep.
Um,
Uh-huh.
I think it,
What's
yeah, there's
our
a face.
Instagram handle is Patriot Ruck. I think it's Patriot Ruck Beham. Okay, I don't know.
We'll get that updated on the website for
Yeah,
sure.
we'll pop it on there. Yeah.
We're moving so fast anyway. I mean, saying getting this thing together, it's
Yeah.
crazy what's going on. The people that are involved and are donating their
Oh
time,
man.
donating some things
Wow.
to raise money. So yeah, thepatriotrut.com. I think make sure, Matt, let me know. But if the Eventbrite registration for the event's not on there, you can go to the
Facebook event
the event
page.
page as well. But just by searching Patriot Ruck, you will find it. So yeah. Well, there's been a lot of questions of people since we, kind of brought this up. What is Ruck? What is
What?
Rucking?
Yeah.
PG here, which 2019 doesn't really mean much. But anyway, so yeah, there was still, until you and I talked a couple hours ago, there were still several things I didn't really know about
Sure.
Ruck. So where would you say it kind of originated from? Uh,
Well, I mean, rucking in the simplest sense is whenever you think about going backpacking or like hiking, you're basically rucking. I mean, that's basically what it is. Rucking kind of was coined back in the military. Obviously me going through that and being through boot camp and doing all that stuff while I was in the Marine Corps, we do a lot of rucking. You do a lot of rucking whenever you do build-ups for, going overseas. Whenever you're in boot camp, the final thing you do in boot camp is a 12-mile ruck with 100 to 150 pounds, and you're just absolutely dying. So that's kind of where it comes from. A lot of people have been asking, if it's a run or what exactly we're doing, and essentially what it is you're going to take a backpack, and we'll put certain things of what we advise you to carry with you. We'll talk about that in a second, but essentially you have a backpack, you fill it with whatever it is that you want or whatever it is that's on the list, and you're basically walking. It sounds incredibly simple, but it gets very, very difficult. It's one of those. It's really cardio for people who hate to run. To me, it's one of the best things you can do to stay in shape, get in shape. You can do it with your friends. It's kind of grown into this very popular, fitness activity because you can do it with friends right next to you, and you can talk to them, and you can explore cities, and you can go do this and do that just by having a backpack on and walking, and so that's kind of where, rucking, kind of comes from. And the reason why we're doing a ruck for this particular event, and the reason, of just the great causes that we're doing for the veterans and the first responders, and the reason why we wanted to do a ruck instead of a run is so everyone can kind of get a good sense of just a little bit about what it's like to be in a situation like that, to where you have a 5-hour ruck ahead of you. You're going to be carrying weight, you're going to face obstacles, you're going to get tired at some point, so you can kind of get a small little glimpse of what it's like to be, I don't want to say in the military, but be in one of those situations where you can kind of appreciate what those guys go through.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and I like the idea that it's not a typical 5K or like we've talked about before, not a run, those types of things. I think more people can get involved this way. I mean, to complete the entire thing is going to be a challenge. Even Melissa asked me yesterday, she was like, "You're doing it?" I was like, "What do you mean? I mean, I think I can complete it."
You better do it. Yeah.
But I was like, "Yeah, I'm doing it." But I know we'll have
that's
different.
a good point too, and that it's a really great point. There's been several people that have made comments or have said, I don't really know if I can do the whole thing. Well, that's completely fine. You don't have to do the whole thing, which we'll get in. I'm sure we'll get into that in a minute as far as detail.
Fine. Towards the end, we'll kind of come back to we'll have different checkpoints, stuff like that.
So so don't feel like you have to. I've got to do this 5-hour deal. You don't have to do it. We would love for you to do it. Obviously, you don't have to carry a backpack. You don't have to put weight in it. nothing like that. We'll make certain like recommendations to you, but it's a very scalable event.
Right. That's a good
Yeah,
segue into like, how do you pack the ruck? I didn't realize there was an actual method
there
to pack
is.
a
Yeah.
backpack.
So what we're gonna, I guess kind of like, what's the word? Recommend to people
Yeah.
is if you weigh under 150 pounds, we're gonna recommend you carry 20 pounds. If you weigh over 150, we recommend you carry 30. Now you can carry more, you can carry less, you can carry nothing at all. That's just kind of what we would recommend.
Hmm.
Um, and then as far as how you should pack your ruck, so the best thing to do, the easiest thing to do is just to go to Lowe's or to go to Home Depot. You can buy bricks. Each brick, just about across the board, like universal, is 5 pounds. Okay.
Hmm.
So let's say you want to carry 20 pounds. All you're going to do is buy four bricks. Four bricks. You tape them up, kind of tight. Maybe two and two. You tape them up real tight, and then you simply get a towel, and then you duct tape that towel really, really tight around those bricks. That way, you have a really small, compact weight. Okay,
Hmm.
and it's the same if you're going to carry 30 pounds. You simply grab six bricks, do the same exact thing. You want that weight to be really, really tight. You want it to be as small as you possibly can. You don't want the weight going around and sloshing around, everything like that. So once you have your weight established, now obviously you want to take water with you. We're going to have water at the event, but you want to take water with you. And then, yeah, you probably want to take a little bit of food to snack on too, because you're going to burn it. I want to say I read somewhere that rucking, a certain amount of weight burns 4 times the calories
Yeah,
than just walking itself.
I would
So,
think so. Any
yeah,
any particular kind of foods in that, like snack foods or whatever, that
you
you kind
know,
of.
what we were always told is eat whatever. It doesn't really matter because you're literally just your body is just absorbing
Burning.
everything.
Yeah,
Yes, the burning is going fast. But I always carry a lot of fruit with me, and I always carry just some little simple like protein bars. It's fast digesting. Your body will take it and absorb it and it'll move on. Um, but let's say you have your weight, and obviously you say you have your food out, and you've got your water. Um, what I always do is I take one or two towels and I shove them to the very, very bottom of my backpack.
Mhm.
Always. That way, that's not sitting on my lower back.
Yeah.
There's going to be towels there, and then I simply put my food and then my water, and then you put your weight at the very top. You always want to have whatever weight it is that you're carrying for a ruck like this. You
Hmm.
want it at the very top. You want it sitting kind of on your shoulders. If you
Right.
put that weight at the very bottom or the back of your backpack, it's going to sit there. It's going to pull you back the whole way, and
Yeah.
you're going to be absolutely miserable.
Right.
So that's very important. So you want to put the weight at the top. I would go with food, water, and I would shove one or two pretty thick towels down at the bottom. That way, it kind of gives you that added cushion, kind of back on your back and your lower back.
Right.
So that's how
Um,
I pack it.
yeah. No, that makes sense. That's cool to know. Now, any recommendations on types of backpacks, or at least now I'm thinking about it, I could see where the ones that clip together or something to maybe help
Yeah.
strap. So I know
So
a lot of people's going to be snatching their shoulders if they don't have
right.
that.
So you want to definitely have a backpack that has a chest strap, and it's even better if you have a waist strap. If
Hmm.
you have a waist strap, it's a really huge advantage because then you're not going to have any movement. So a lot of the Marine Corps and just in the military in general is being tight. So you want to be as tight as you can. You want to be as compact as you can without any moving. So pretty much the tight, I guess kind of the tighter you can get your backpack. If you take these and you kind of lean forward and you cinch them back
Hmm.
here where you tighten it up, it gets it really high on your back. You don't
Right.
want it to hang low. And you get that chest strap. I have one. I got mine from 511. 511 Tactical is $99. I've had that backpack for probably 5 years, and it's probably done 7 or 8 rucks. It's been all over the place. It's very, very durable. But you do, obviously don't go spend $100 for this event just for a backpack. But we are doing a couple of giveaways for backpacks. But
Yeah.
yeah, so you definitely want to have a chest strap, and it would be good if you did have a waist strap, just as for that added protection, so nothing's moving around. Traditionally, you want to have more for like the waist strap if you're going to do a little shuffle, like a lot of like snipers. Whenever they do their training, they basically shuffle everywhere. They never walk, they never really run. They always shuffle, which means your backpack's doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
Which is why that waist strap kind of came into play, and they cinch it down real tight, so
Right.
it kind of follows their back when they do it.
Gotcha. Makes sense. I'm glad we were asking these kind of questions because it gets
Yeah,
deep, man.
everybody's learning, man. Everybody learning.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good to really bring this to the forefront because people kind of know what
Yeah,
it
and
is, but
then
I know.
and it's because just talk about Birmingham. Birmingham's such a beautiful city, and there's a
Yeah.
lot of hiking, a lot of backpacking going on. So people, you know, you can actually learn from this event to make your family outings, rucking and backpacking, whatever, that much easier.
Yeah. No, I love it. That's awesome. And then too, I think a lot of people they think it's just I mean it derives from the military, but they think it's only for military. And so we're trying to kind of break that myth too. It's like it's
Yeah,
always
it's
a
for everybody.
form of fitness. And I know um well, I was going to bring up you're going to do some lead ups, but we'll hit that at the end. So what about let's see. You already said how to pack, what to pack. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. So what about how to train? How to train for a ruck?
Yeah, the best way to train for a ruck is to ruck. That's it.
That's
If no, that's legitimately the truth. It's
yeah,
I started training for it Sunday, and I basically just started out just rucking a mile, and then I'll gradually build up, and like I said, earlier, rucking is a very scalable fitness activity. So the reason why it's so easily scalable is you can kind of adjust your distance, and you can adjust how much weight you actually carry. So, for example, whenever I'm training for the ruck, I'm going to probably carry about 50 pounds, and on the actual ruck day, I'll carry about 40. So it's a little bit easier. So you always want to train a little bit harder than the actual whatever like event it is. They say that in basketball and football, you practice harder, so
yeah,
the game's easier. But as far as it's going to be harder than you think. You definitely want to be in shape. If you're going to do the ruck at its full capacity with the weight and the backpack and all that, walking 13.6 miles at a good steady pace is going to wear you out. It's going to be very difficult. But a good way to train for it, like I said, is to get out there and to ruck. Maybe one Saturday morning, we're actually doing 3 build-up rucks starting this Saturday, and then it skips a Saturday until the event itself.
right.
So to kind of build yourself up, and I would start small. I mean, like event's 7 weeks away, so I would not jump out there and start saying I'm gonna go ruck for 6 hours. I would kind of ease into it, ruck for 30 minutes, so you can kind of get a feel of how the backpack is, what kind of adjustments you need to make for your backpack, how much weight's too much, and then kind of adjust it and scale it from there.
Yeah,
I'll probably do one long ruck before the event, uh, probably 5 or 6 hour ruck or so, just to kind of mentally prepare myself.
yeah. Well, you said something earlier about when we talked before this about socks. I mentioned shoes, but you said socks are important.
That was my next point. Yeah, I would bring a pair, I would bring 1 or 2 pairs of socks to change. So, like you mentioned, which we can kind of talk about it now. We're actually going to have checkpoints throughout the ruck itself. So we're going to have 4 or 5 of them. So what I would advise is when we get to checkpoint 2 or 3, change your socks because your socks will get wet. Feet are sweaty. Your socks are going to get wet, and then what happens is this is pretty much how blisters come. So when your socks get wet, on your shoe, your foot does this in your shoe because it's wet. It's able to slide around. That friction over time is going to cause blisters. But if you change your socks often, you keep your socks dry, your feet will not do this. Basically to
Right.
prevent, because if you get a blister on your foot, and we've got 4 more miles, woo, I'm gonna tell you, that's a pain in itself, and it's gonna happen to somebody.
Yeah, yeah. Probably me. Even with changing socks, probably gonna be me.
There you go, perfect. And shoes are also important too. You got to make sure you're obviously you want to wear closed-toe shoes. You want to wear comfortable shoes. Don't go buy brand new shoes the Friday before the event and wear the event.
Do not do that. I hate it when people they change for something your body's
Yeah,
not used to that, so you're adding
no.
another element. It's not gonna
Whatever,
work.
exactly. Whatever shoes that you're wearing that you have right now in your closet that are most comfortable, that is what you need to wear. If you want to go with some type of hiking boot, Merrell's probably gonna be the best bet. They're really good civilian hiking boots. And then any guys in the military, I'm probably gonna wear my military boots. Things are perfect for rucking. So see anything else as far as what you should wear. Obviously, you want to wear, comfortable, loose clothing. Don't come out there in hoodies and pants and all kind of mess like that, unless that's just what you want to do. But I would advise it. Yeah, definitely bring one or two pairs of socks to change.
I would say think of it as like, the reason that you walk with all this stuff to begin with. I mean, in the military, I mean, obviously to prepare you, but it's like you're basically carrying all your survival stuff with you. That's
And
why you got to be able to carry it. So
that's
think of
correct. That's basically what rucking is. So, for example, if you're overseas in Afghanistan, or maybe you're doing a build up for, some kind of deployment, they'll tell you to pack a 10-day ruck. So you need to pack everything that you think you might need for 10 days. And that's what you're carrying. If you don't bring it with you, you don't have it. And
Yep.
if you run out of something because you didn't bring enough, whatever the case might be, you just don't have it. So you always want to overpack. I'll probably bring 10 or 12 pair of socks, probably just in case somebody else needs them.
Yeah.
With but you can fill your bag with small stuff. If you want to put like Band-Aids in there, if you want to put anything you can put in your backpack that you think that you might need, bring it.
I mean, think stick a phone. I mean, if you need a phone battery charger, I mean, you need one of those in there.
Yeah, I mean,
Think of it.
camera. Just think like civilian, whatever you want to bring. If you want to bring some Bluetooth headphones, right? It doesn't matter. You just need to make sure that you bring everything you need, show in that pack. It's easily accessible, and that's what you're carrying.
As my dad's always said, it's better to have it than not need it than need it and not have it.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
I love it. Let's see. We're covering a lot of the stuff. I'm trying to think what else. What else?
Get back to the event. Like we said a minute ago, we are going to have checkpoints. So not 100% certain on the checkpoints, but looking like Avondale Brewery is going to be one. Pepper Place is going to be one. Crestwood Park will be one. Avondale Park will be one. And Iron City will be one. So if you don't want to do the whole ruck, or if you feel like you can't achieve it, or whatever the case might be, if you step off with us at 8 o'clock, we are going to have safety vehicles following us the whole way. Trio Safety is going to provide a vehicle, as well as we'll have a couple of other vehicles just to have them as we follow. If you get to that first or second or third checkpoint and you want to stop, or you need to stop, just let us know. We'll put you in the safety vehicle. We'll take you back to Good People where we started, and it's all good. So you don't have to do the whole thing. When we step off at 8 o'clock, we're not going to leave you high and dry. We'll make sure you get back to your vehicle. If you would like to bring kids, the only thing that we're going to ask is if you do want to bring your kid with you and they want to walk, that walk from Good People to Avondale Brewery is about 1.3 miles. And that's the walk because it's kind of off to the side. It's not on that main road. It kind of dips down into a tunnel just a little. That would be a really good walk to make with kids. And then we'll be able to transport you and your kids back to Good People Brewery after that. It'll probably take about 35 to 40 minutes to walk that little strip right there.
Yeah. Hey, that's awesome. I'm so excited about this stuff. So the lead ups, I got the dates in front of me. If you want me, or do you have them as far as
go
the lead
ahead.
up? Okay, so you said for those, what are you averaging? What 2 miles? How long you want to do these lead ups? As far as the distance wise, about?
Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you said that. So, if you want to get a good gauge of how fast I'm going to be going during this ruck, get on the treadmill and walk at a 3.0 pace. It's a 20-minute mile pace. That's the pace that we're going. So,
Right.
We're planning to this coming Saturday. We're going to ruck 2 hours, so we should be able to get about 6 miles in.
Gotcha. So that's going to
be
start at 9. Is that the one that started at 9 a.m. at Odie's in Crestline Village, Mountain Brook?
And we're gonna hang out, and have lunch and a beer after.
So basically, go starting there and finishing there. That's what we're doing with these.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll start there, finish there. We'll probably ruck an hour, and then, or I'll make some kind of little route we can take to practice navigating through the city, and then so we'll probably cover about 5.5, 6 hours, 6 miles, something like that.
Right. And then August 10th, we're looking at doing one at Avondale.
Yeah, and that's going to be 2 hours as well. It'll be the same thing, but it's going to be a lot more hilly over there.
Right. 9 a.m. there, and then August 24th, and this will be on the page and stuff too. But August 24th at 9 a.m. Pepper Place. We're talking about doing that
Yep.
one. Or,
Yeah, that's going to be 2 hours as well.
gotcha.
They're basically all going to be 2 hours.
Yeah, it's great. It's good lead up, good experience, good job, good way to kind of get. And then obviously at that point, we'll be talking more about the event, giving people time to kind of register and spread the word and
Yeah.
donate. As of right now, we're hoping and looking to have an actual silent auction after the big ruck too, because we'll be back at Good People, so we'll have some stuff set up and still trying to
That's going to be a good time.
raise money for the organization, and it's going to be fun, man. I mean, it's going to be.
I think it's going to be a good deal, and we will do this every year. That's I think we've already made that decision. This one we kind of threw this one together. I don't know, probably the past 9 or 10 weeks. It hasn't even been that. Well, really, the past 2 or 3 weeks, to be honest with you, kind of threw it. Didn't throw it together, but we kind of announced it.
The reality has really sunk in, and the engagement by people and locals and has been so great.
Yeah, it's been awesome. So we're going to do it every year. We'll learn from everything this year, and then I'm sure next year it'll be probably 3 times as big, and just keep growing it and keep doing it and bring awareness to certain issues and certain causes, and get people outside and rucking a little bit more too, maybe get the community a little healthier.
Yeah. And I know we don't have it totally finalized, but I know we're going to have a couple of giveaways. I know you've got a couple of backpacks ordered, ruck packs.
We do have a couple of backpacks ordered. We're getting the wristband should be here tomorrow. We can special order a few T-shirts, which I'm going to get in for myself here in a couple of weeks or a couple of days. So I'll put those up if anybody wants to order one. We have no problem ordering you one. And then, we're going to do a couple giveaways. And then we'll probably, I know right now, as far as a silent auction, we're getting a lot of gift cards to a bunch of restaurants, different services, different things like that. We're just now reaching out to local businesses. So if anyone's listening and you own a local business, or you know someone that does own a local business, reach out to them. Tell them what we're doing. Whatever you can provide, we'll find use for it. And it's all going to a good cause. HomeFit's not taking a freaking penny of this. Nobody's taking a penny of this besides still serving veterans. We're actually putting our own money into it to make sure it is a good event and we have a good turnout. So it's all for a good cause across the board.
Yeah, I'd say too. If you're looking for stuff to do with your company, you're talking about actually like companies and business owners, get a team together. I mean,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that would be a really cool thing to do. Yes, if you do have get your company involved. It's one Saturday and really too also if you are, hey, this can keep.
I know how it goes.
Well, it just popped in my head, if you're like a local, you're like a local photographer or like a local videographer, or you're a blogger in town and you want to grow your exposure, what better place to come to meet local people, to do an event like this, to where you can grow your brand, to expand your network and to meet people. And so really everyone should come to this event, just to be real with you.
Yeah. There's so many avenues, and that's what we're all about anyway. It's about people growing and supporting each other. It's just we're that way to the core, so it's a perfect.
Absolutely.
Now I'd love to look at some local schools getting some stuff together, some teams and stuff that at least high school age, especially.
There's, everyone. Really everyone can find some way to get involved in the event. Whether it's donating $1 or it's getting a giant team from your company to come do it. I told Destin, and I'm pretty sure I told you too. I want this event to be so big that I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Now I don't get nervous.
Right.
But I'll be nervous that that this thing is so freaking huge. We've got hundreds of people walking down.
Following you.
Walking down downtown Birmingham Saturday morning at 8 a.m. That's the goal.
Right. That's awesome. Well, thanks for the 101. I didn't see nobody left any like key questions at the moment. We've got a lot of good views already. It's still growing, so this has been a
Good.
really good well talk.
Cool.
We'll push it. We'll put it on the website and stuff too. The patriotruck.com.
That's a good thing to do.
Okay, thank
If you guys want to learn more about still serving veterans, make sure you guys go to it's ssv.org
Yeah,
and do what those guys do. And also if you are like a veteran or you follow that world, if you go to their Facebook page, they post stories and hear about things, all that, post, stats about, what they're doing and just the veteran community in general on their Facebook page, which is really insightful stuff. So
yeah,
definitely go check them out for sure.
good, good all around. I think we've covered our bases. So
Yeah.
cool. Because
We'll probably do another one of the another little
yeah, I mean it'd be
thing.
kind of fun. Honestly, now I'm thinking about it, maybe we'll do one while you're rucking. If you're in a good like reception area, I can do it from your phone while you're walking. I can just kind
Hey
of
man,
interview.
you know me, man. I'm down for whatever.
Yeah. So we'll just do a quick one or something. Thanks everybody that's been listening. If you've never checked out our personal podcast, we have to kind of really put the brakes on because we'll talk dang 2 hours. And so
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah, we will.
but anyway, um, yeah, man, thanks for your time. I know you got a busy schedule, but I know this is like
Yeah.
all we're all in your world right now for sure. So it's going to be a good event. Let us know if you got any questions. Stay
Yeah, I was gonna
tuned.
say drop questions down there if you guys have them, and we'll one of us will get back to them.
Yep. I think that's it then.
I got nothing.
All right. Well, y'all go forth and have a good afternoon.
That's all right. We'll see you, man.
All right, man. Thanks.